features 923 girls from 11 developing countries who are the first in their family to graduate from the school. In addition to educating these girls, they're helping to put an end to systemic poverty, childhood marriage, and helping to end traditional gender roles. We invest in girls and their education. We are investing in the future of a generation. We are investing in our future leaders, scientists, doctors, activists, and world changers. We are saying, we believe in you and we are going to support you. In our 5th year as a club, our goal is not only to raise funds, but also to create conscious global citizens. Events like today are how we merge those two goals, to create an opportunity to learn and grow together. We currently sponsor 4 girls in Guatemala, Nepal, and Tanzania, and are hoping to sponsor 2 more with the proceeds from today. The topic of today's conference is success. This word has been rolling around in my head for about a year now. I was fortunate enough to spend the summer working with successful and passionate women, going to conferences to hear from successful and passionate women, and to live in a home and be raised by a successful and passionate woman. The topic that kept coming up again and again was success. How could I be surrounded by these successful, amazing people, and when I didn't even have a firm grasp on what it means to be successful? I realized that success meant something different to everyone, and the road to success looked different to everybody. With graduation approaching very quickly, I decided to break down what my personal definition of success is. Webster's dictionary defines success as the favorable or desired outcome for the attainment of wealth, favor, and eminence. I find that my definition, like many others, is less of a definition but more of a code. Before I could create my code, I had to decide, was being successful something that I was right now, or was it something that I was going to achieve in the future? At an alumni luncheon earlier this week, I heard Amy Gonzalez's code for success. Am I adding value? Am I being valued? And am I having fun? What I came up with was very similar, and now I have 3 questions that I ask myself to ensure that I am living up to my own expectations. The first is, am I spending my time intentionally? If you know me, you know that I'm a very busy person. I'm always off doing something. But what I decided this year was to stop being busy and to start spending my time intentionally. It means giving my all to each activity to better myself. Monday through Thursday, I give it my all in my academics, and Friday through Sunday, I give it my all to having fun. For me, this means sleeping in and hosting the occasional conference. We all get the same 24 hours in a day, and spending it intentionally allows me to live a balanced life. The second question, am I creating something new? I was born to create, to turn ideas into action in different forms. Sometimes it's through painting, and other times it's through programs like this. For me, success is creating new ideas to help build my legacy. And lastly, did I do everything that I could? The opposite of success is failure, and I cannot fail if I do not give up. This stubbornness, that I like to call diligence, commitment, and determination, has helped me overcome illness, serve internationally, graduate early, and finish not 1, but 2 half marathons. Okay, I finished last, but I finished. These 3 questions are my code for not only success, but a successful lifestyle. I hope that by the end of today, you will have your own code for what it means to be successful. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, who at the age of 19 is someone who I consider to be one of the most successful women in America. Most recently, she has been featured in the New York Times, Essence Magazine, and TRL, and uses her platform to speak out about socio-political issues with activism through poetry as the first National Youth Poet Laureate. It is my absolute privilege to have such inspiring young women here with us today. Please help me welcome the voice of our generation, the future president, Amanda Gorman.
I'm sorry I laughed. I was like, no pressure. Wow, voice of a generation. I'll try my best. If I can't. I'll just take this off. Can everybody hear me in the back? Awesome. So, like was said before, my name is Amanda Gorman, and I'm the youth poet laureate in the United States. I was talking with Jackie over here, who's a phenomenal woman, and she was asking me a question which a lot of people, including my mother, ask me, which is, what is a youth poet laureate? What does that mean, and what do you do? Basically, being youth poet laureate means that I am the voice and the representative of young people, literature, and poetry across the United States. What that kind of entails a lot is a lot of things like this, speaking to audiences, teaching a lot of creative writing workshops, and for me, what I'm very personally passionate about, what necessarily isn't in the headline, is girls' education and the idea of empowerment. That's something that's always been very pivotal for me growing up, so I'm always glad to do events like this, because I don't think people necessarily put poetry and girls' education and feminism together as naturally. So I love being part of events like this. I'm going to stop talking about myself because I don't like it, but at the end of this activity, I'm going to leave some space and time for like a Q&A, so if you have questions about me or what I just talked about, raise your hand, high and proud, whatever, and I'll try to get an answer for you to the best of my ability. But this is more so about you guys, so that's why I'm switching off a little biography about me. And what I'm really excited to do is a workshop that I teach a lot, which is a lot about articulating what you like about yourself. And I wanted to bring that workshop to this event because this event's theme is success. And I think, personally, a lot of what success means, some people define it as wealth, some people define it as power. But a lot of it is being proud of what you've done and proud of who you are. I don't think someone would call themselves successful, personally, if they really hated the things that they had done. Maybe successful, negative. That's psychology, we'll get into that another day. But anyways, let's just start with the baseline of the idea that success comes also from self-love. So if we can go to the next slide, or second slide. Yeah, you can just press the arrow. Yes, cool. So I have a lot more time than I thought I did, but this is an activity I do. I see everybody has some type of pencil or pen kind of on your seat. If you don't, let us know and hopefully we can help you out. But there should be pens on your seats, and also there's a notes section in your brochures where there's like space to write. Cool, cool, looking around the room, see people moving, awesome. If you don't have one, let us know. Awesome, so while everyone starts getting settled, this is a very simple activity. It is just a list exercise. I don't want you to be trying to be the next Shakespeare or Maya Angelou. We are amazing, but you know, we're not gonna hold everyone to that standard at the moment. What I just want to do is a quick brainstorming exercise, and we're going to take this later, but right now I want you to focus on that. And the first thing I'm going to have you do is write a list as fast as you can, non-stop, of taste. Go. It can be any taste at all. It can be bubble gum. It can be sour. It can be salty. Just keep writing. I don't want to see pen stopping. If I see pen stopping, I will come next to you and stand awkwardly, and you do not want that. Maybe you do. Awesome. I see lots of pens writing. Just go non-stop. It can be any flavor. It can be, I don't know, lemon, zest, pepper, spice, whatever comes to your head. And we're going to give a few more seconds to this and just try to get those last ideas out. Cool, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I always feel like an SAT administrator. Put your pencils down. This is the end of your life, either you're getting into college or not. Let's throw that away. Okay, does anyone want to share one of the tastes that they wrote down? Yes. Caramel. Oh, now I'm hungry. Did you say chocolate? Okay, we have some partnership kind of going on right here. Any other flavors? Ooh, we're getting sophisticated. Okay, I don't even know how to spell that, but let's keep going. Anybody else? Juicy. Ooh, we'll get to that later. I like that. Juicy, it's not only like something in your mouth, it's a sensation because it means it's liquidy. Awesome one. Okay, other ones. Yes.
Went in a little different direction. A garish.
Garish. Ooh, interesting. We're coming I love about all the works that I'm hearing is you go from things that are really well known, like caramel and chocolate, which have a universal taste, and then we go to things that have a much more like specific type of connotation, and it's really great to have both of those in your mind. I love it. Okay. Earthy. Ooh. For me, I also see like a color with that. I see like brown and green. I'm not sure about melty. Yeah, I love it. And then I see garlic. Oh, I love garlic because you can not only taste garlic, but you can smell it. You know when like your grandma or someone was cooking garlic in the kitchen, and you're like, wow. That's like me with onions. It doesn't really have a taste, but it hits me in the face like a bullet. Anybody else before we move on? Ooh, bitter. Okay, I love that one because it's a taste, and like so many people use it for an emotion. Like I'm very bitter. I was talking to Jackie again in class. I talked to some men in class, and I'm like, I am so bitter at your elitism right now. Okay, so the next list that we are going to do is colors. And go. Just list as many colors as you can. And what I want you to do is try to get creative with them. I don't just want to see orange or blue. I want to see blood orange. I want to see lily blue. I want to see what is the specific type of color that you're trying to get at. Do you know how many greens there are in the world? What green are you talking about? Are you talking about green on the top? You saw H&M. Are you talking about green like new grass on like your lawn at Lasell College? Doesn't have to be a sentence, but just get specific about it. Is it the red of an exit sign, or the red of a fire truck? I want to see heads moving. Learning colors, so you can do the basic ones as well, like white or gray, but just keep writing. You can also write colors you see in the room as well. Awesome, I see lots of pens moving quickly. I hope you guys aren't running out of space already. You guys are good? If not, don't worry about it. Awesome, we'll give that a few more seconds. Just keep writing as many colors as you can that come to mind. Cool. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pencils down. Who wants to share some colors that they came up with? Yes. Magenta, I love that, and I love the word magenta, magenta. Magenta, Princess Magenta. Yes, what's your hand raised? Denim. Ooh, denim blue. That's very specific because it's also a texture, which we'll get to. Love it. Okay. Anybody else? Oh, sorry. Sky blue. Love it because that again is talking about like these universal things that we see. And what's your hand raised? Puce. Ooh, love it. You guys are coming out with the SAT vocab. Okay, back here. Eggplant. Eggplant. Ooh, I love that. Such a strong purple, and I not only see the purple, but I see how shiny it is. It's not like purple of like the jeans that I've had for like 10 years, but it's like the purple of a new plant. Okay, saw some hands over here, yeah. Ruby red, love it, the alliteration of ruby red. Great. Turquoise, oh, love that. It's the same for me with like aquamarine, colors like that. And did I see one, a hand over here? Yes. Cerise, ooh. The sound of it, and I keep mentioning this a lot for me, especially thinking about poetry, is not only what you are saying, but how it sounds, how it feels to someone like Cerise. That's something that I'm going to be trying to teach today, is just how you communicate about yourself, your successes, but do it in a way that you know you can make someone feel something. Great, cool. So we're actually going to do one more, not the what I like about myself one. We kind of got to this with the denim and eggplant, but the next thing I want you to list is textures, things that you can feel, and go. And what I mean this is, denim feels like jeans. We have stuff like soft, crumbly, sharp, things like that, but I feel like, the shine of an eggplant or whatever. It's a texture. We had juicy, that's like a feeling as well. Any textures, and you can look around the room and look for textures in the room, from the glass to the floor to what people are wearing, to try to get inspiration for texture. I'm impressed. I see a lot of pens moving. Usually this is difficult for people. I guess I should not be shocked. Great. Think of things that you felt today, that you touched today, or the things that you don't like to touch. I hate the word moist. Oh my goodness. All you need to do is say that and I'll run the room screaming. What are the things you don't like to touch? Slimy stuff, maybe. Chalkboard. What are the textures that you feel? We're gonna give this a few more seconds, just getting everything from your head as fast as you can. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pencils down. Okay. What textures did we come up with? Yes. Canvas. Ooh, I love that one. Okay. Because I not only get the texture, but I get the feeling of like, we're about to create something. Love it. Okay, what other ones?
Plush.
Blush?
Plush.
Plush. Plush with a P.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that too. Whenever someone says plush pillars, I'm like, oh. Okay, yes. Suede. Ooh, I like that too. Okay, I'm just gonna say this quickly. I want y'all to yell out the stuff that you're saying. If you're like that close and I'm like, I can't hear you, darling. Yes. I want you guys to be very loud and proud in this workshop. I'm not gonna buy it, I promise you. Just, I really want to hear what you have to say. Anybody else?
Velvet.
Velvet, yes. Ooh, I was just talking about the texture the other day with my roommates. It's so weird, it's so nice. Anybody else? Yes.
Itchy.
Itchy. That is a really good one. It's not just, I'm just saying, okay, yes. And what's your name?
Silky.
Silky, love it. So we're getting stuff from like itchy, which is like very bodily function, to silky, which seems very new from the human body. It's possible of. Yes.
Razor sharp.
Razor sharp, getting very specific with the language. I love it. Anybody else? Corduroy, I love it. Okay, we're coming out with a lot of fabrics. That's really big. We're gonna bring this back later. So the last list that I want you to do is things that you like about yourself. And go. This can be anything in the world. This can be you like your eyes. This can be you like that you're intelligent. You like that you're kind. I like that I watch West Wing. It can be anything at all. I like that I'm like the only teen I know that watches The Honeymooners on a daily basis. It can be anything about yourself. And this is definitely the one where I do not want to see pencils down. It can be a piece of your identity. It can be your gender. Do you like that you're a woman? Do you like that you're a man? Whatever. It can be about where you come from. Where is home for you, or where do you call home now? I love being from California, and I love being a new Bostonian. And when I say where you come from, that can also be the people you come from. I love being the daughter of my mother. I love being the descendant of African Americans and slaves and what that means to me. What is the heritage that you embody? Or maybe what you'd like to learn more about. All stuff. You're good. I want to see pencils going nonstop. Every single thing that you can think of. It can be your name. Cool, we're gonna give this like 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And before I start taking suggestions from the crowd, I wanted to talk about specifically why I do this with young girls. I know we have men in the audience or whatever, but what I noticed, and which is why I'm really forceful about getting people to continue writing no matter what, is it's really difficult for young women, I found, to list the things that they like about themselves. I've been in crowds of women at girls' empowerment workshops or things or whatever. Let's say ask them to start writing what they like about their body or their personality or their intelligence. It's like deer in the headlights. And so, pausing real quick in the middle of the workshop, I think this is an activity that everybody really should take the time to do at least once. And see what comes forth about what you like about yourself and take it very seriously, because those are the types of things you're going to keep with you for the rest of your life. Anyways, that's my little pitch of loving yourself. Let's hear what people wrote down. Yes. Yes, great. Independent, love it. Okay. Yes. Ambitious. We're coming out with really strong words. I love that it's not just, oh wow, independent, ambitious. Yes.
Action-oriented.
Action-oriented. Love the hyphen that I think would be in that. Great. Yes. Persistent. What is it with you guys' vocabulary today? Like it's whatever in the morning. I don't start pulling out words that are longer than like 4 letters until noon, maybe. Anybody else? Yes. Yes, great, snaps, okay. Love that, hi. I love being able to say that. I love saying I'm a feminist. I said that at a table with a guy, and I was like, well, I think that depends. I was like, no, it doesn't. It's a very simple question. And I stood and I was like, I guess, I'm like, I guess. I'm a very intimidating person, I think, sometimes to people, but it's fine. Anybody else? Yes. Ooh, I think that's great. Sense of humor, awesome. Asian woman, love that. I did this with a bunch of women once, including my grandmother. It was really interesting to see the things that they said and things that like young girls hadn't even thought about. That like, yes, you know, actually, when I am my grandmother, I would say that. I would say this. I would say that. Awesome. Anybody else? If not, I'm just gonna start calling people. Yes. Awesome, to be a working woman at your age. I love it. I think my mom would say that as well. She loves teaching, and no matter what, she gets up to do it. Was your hand raised? That's great. So I was going to talk about that really quickly. I love how someone said sense of humor, and you're talking about children, what they've accomplished. A lot, I think, that gets lost with the definition of success is your relation to other people. Success, that definition, as you saw in online or dictionary.com, a lot of it is very self-centric about what you've done, your wealth, your work, whatever. But I'm starting to see, at least especially in this generation, a more multifaceted definition of what success means. It means better for your children, perhaps. So it means making people laugh. Or maybe it means having a positive impact in some other way on the world and people around you. Not what's in your bank account, not what's on your degree, but how other people feel around you. I love that people are talking about that. Any other ones? Yes?
Like depth.
Depth. Ooh, depth of...
Like thoughtfulness.
Thoughtfulness, okay. I like that one better than depth. You could say, you know, depth of mind. I was like, a depth of emotions, which is so me, because I'll be crying. No matter what. I saw like the Cocoa Trail, like I'm done. But like there's a lot of different depths. So I like thoughtfulness, because it's, you know, depth of mind, but also intention. Great. Anybody else? Yes? You're proud of your Haitian. I had you say it again so people say it louder. I was walking down the street to class, I was listening to James Brown. I'm black and I'm proud. I think I scared my TF away. I was coming into my section singing it. But it's like, if you say, I'm proud of myself, and you say it like that, I'm not gonna believe you. Or you're gonna believe yourself, but if you're like, I'm proud of my Haitian heritage, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm proud of you, girl. We were rooting for you. Anyways, we can go to the next slide. Are you okay standing up? You all good?
Oh, yeah.
You're all tired? Okay, awesome. She needs to get an applause when I'm done, because I'm a sporadic presenter. Cool. We are going to move on to poetry time. People have enough. And if you haven't written a poem before, you're not a syndicated poet or whatever, no worries about it. We're all just going to start this the same way. What I want you to do is focus on writing about why you like yourself, but I want you to use at least one of the colors that we were talking about, one of the tastes, and one of the textures. So one of the 3. And if you heard someone say something like you loved the denim texture comment or the eggplant color comment, you can totally pull that into your own poem, but just use something that was talked about that you wrote down. So begin on your next section of your page or whatever, just with the sentence, I love myself because, or I like myself because, and just begin writing those thoughts out that you just talked about, whether it's your heritage, your personality, your humor. But try in any way possible to try to integrate or mention the color, the taste, the texture, one of those that we talked about. And there's like no limits, there's like no right or wrong answer, just whatever comes out. And we're gonna do this for a bit longer than we did the list. And I'll be walking around the room, so if you need help, if you have questions, if you're stuck at the biggest writer's block ever, I'll be here to help. Whenever I get stuck, if you're stuck, I just write the alphabet out until I think of something. It might not help you, but give it a try. We're gonna give like 1 more minute, just end that closing thought, that last sentence or metaphor or simile, just bring it to a close. It's okay if it's not done yet. Better to leave people on a cliffhanger than like let me jump off of it because this is too long. About 30 more seconds. Seconds, finish the thought, or added another really cool adjective. Cool. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, just to the Gen Zs in the room, whenever I do that, I feel like that kid from iCarly. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh, I'm so Nickelodeon. Oh, okay, anyways, I'm just and we're back to iCarly. Anyways, cool. So the next segment, or the last segment of this activity is getting people to share. Hey, it's not as scary as it sounds. But I think the whole room would benefit from hearing some of the things that people wrote about how they liked themselves and why they liked themselves. Because who knows, it could be this similar reason. And while we're doing this, I'm going to be giving just some general tips that I've learned over the years about speaking about yourself and your success with confidence, poise, and grace. All that I learned from Julie Andrews and Princess Diaries 1 and 2. As I am Princess of Genovia. So does anyone feel brave enough to come? Okay, get on up here. Come on, give her a round of applause. You sacrificed yourself as tribute. Come on, everyone should be on their feet. Okay, so what I want you to do is tell us your name.
Heather Oblon.
And I want you to come here, actually, take center stage. And do you think you can hold this at the same time and read your poem? She's like, I can walk and do science at the same time. And she can. Okay, great, awesome. Give us your poem.
Okay, so whenever I think of poems, I think of rhyming. So, I love myself because I'm a compassionate woman, kind and sweet to every human. When feeling a gray sky is over my body, I do my best to have a small party.
Okay, so you got it, awesome. I want to remind you your name? Heather. I'm like Dory from finding emails. Terrible. Heather just read her poem. I want people to say some things that they liked about Heather's poem. I'll go first, then someone else to go. I loved the rhyming, but I also loved the sass. I loved the work that your right eyebrow was doing. It's like the coordination of the angle of this section. It's changes the whole facial structure. I love it. So it wasn't just the content of what you were saying, but how you said it. Anybody else? Ooh.
It's a party.
Yes. Life's a party. Okay. That is an awesome poem. Yes. Honest. Ooh. So, I do this activity with people listing what they liked because I feel that when you're on stage and you're kind of being vulnerable, not kind of, you all are being vulnerable and you're being exposed, the things that people notice about you are also the things that people notice about you in your day-to-day life, in your leadership and your success. So what that tells you about yourself is you have this really captivating sass, but you also have this really fun energy that sees life as a party, which people really like, and you're honest about it. You're not going to beat around the bush. So I hope that helps you being able to recognize that about yourself, especially as you continue on that trajectory. So another round of applause for Heather. Woo! Okay, get on down there. Strut like you mean it. Okay, before the next person comes on, when people come to the stage, I want people to go crazy. I want you to be like, Beyonce just walked in, girl. Lose your mind. It is so difficult to get on stage in front of people. You're not just being a good host, you're being a good poet, you're being a good Samaritan in some way. So who wants to go next? Did you raise your hand? Now come center stage and read us.
Hello. Is this
Sorry.
Okay. I love myself because I am harsh, cloaked with a matte persistence, surrounded by a silver hue, but I carry a silk olive interior. I am hammered metal. I am an empathetic. I am blunt. I am a canvas. I am crisp, and I am a student.
Okay, stay on stage. I also forgot to mention poetry snap a lot when we hear something that we like, so you're not applauding over the person and silencing it out. I can't really snap. You can also make what I call the dark chocolate noise, which is It's like you see that in church all the time, so bring it forward. I am upset because this is my workshop. I was going to give them that advice and you gave it to her, which is great, about holding the mic up. I was like, I am have nothing to provide to the conversation any longer. Ouch. That was, wow. Before I have people say what they liked about it, because there's so much to like about it, I'm going to have you do the poem again, if you can.
I can do that.
Yeah, you were so scared for a moment. You guys were like, oh! Okay. And I love this position. It's very like, whatever, but also I think let's try it feet straight, a little bit more central stage, yeah, and just try to keep yourself centered a little bit, and just do it the same way you did it and holding the mic up a little bit.
Got it. I love myself because I am harsh, cloaked with a matte persistence, surrounded by a silver hue, but I carry a silk olive interior. I am a hammer of metal, but I am empathetic. I am blunt, I am canvas, I am crisp, and I am a student.
Okay, quick question, did anyone notice any differences this second time she read it than the previous time? So you said she believed it. Someone said confident over here, yes. So I heard another muffled voice.
Powerful.
Powerful, yes. Anyone else?
I like the rap at the end. Really, the last sentence, like really, you brought it home.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, the pause in that. You took your time, you like really milked it out. You're like, I am, and I was like, what is she? What is she? I can't wait. And you know, just by changing your position, girl, you could even wait till I like walked over here to begin the poem. You're like, ah. I was like, okay. I would just say that to say there has been scientific research about the way in which you stand and how it affects you projecting yourself and what you think about yourself. Someone said she believed it. It's very true. It's not only exterior but interior. That was a great example. Really quickly before I have more comments about your poem. This is an activity I suggest you do before an interview, application, performance, speaking engagement, presentation. It's called power posing. It's standing in a powerful position for about like 2 minutes or whatever. And in a scientific study, people were seen to think faster. They were seen to be more confident, especially in stressful situations. If you need inspiration for power poses, look at Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Olivia Pope on Scandal. She's almost like, come out. Yes, exactly. So you have this, you know, this is a good power pose, but it's almost like I don't care. This is like I am invested and I am a rock. I am blunt, as you said. Okay, any last things you wanted to say about her amazing poem? The oil, the olive silk, was it?
Yeah.
I love
So interior.
I snapped so hard and I snapped twice. Was your hair amazing? Yeah.
Yeah, I really like content-wise that you like that you're harsh, that you like something that maybe not everyone else always likes. I think that's really awesome. So like that confidence. I like that about myself, whether or not you like it.
Awesome point. So it's like with your success, you're not gonna exactly like I said before. With you, you're very, you know, open about it. It's like this is who I am. I'm not apologizing for it, which I think a lot of women need to learn about. I have been so often apologizing. I'm sorry, I'm being Polaroid. And I'm here, I'm like, ew. I was in my class the other day with that kid who just got on my last nerve, and I said, well, you know what? Youth Polaroid of the United States of America. And he was so shook. I just left his psyche splatter over the walls. It was great. And I saw one last hand up. I think I did. Yes.
sorry. I was like,
No, sorry. Oh, God, okay. Okay, well, another round of applause for amazing poem. What is the time really quickly? And I have till like 1:40ish? Cool. Okay, we're gonna have maybe 1 or 2 more people go. Who wants to go next? Hey! I'm so excited, we got a guy on stage. We didn't have to drag him with a cane. This is awesome. Okay, tell us your name.
I'm JR.
JR, okay. Come central stage and tell us your poem.
It's been a long time since I've been on this stage. So I said I love myself in ways.
Okay.
I love myself with burning red passion like brake lights in the night. No, it never stops. Wind brushing past me, caressing the skin upon my face, gentle whispers of strength. It never stops. Stop.
JR, those are the 1 year old cookies out the oven. Okay. I think this is unfair. Are you a poet?
I haven't written it
So many times at these workshops, people come up and they're like, oh my goodness, I just did this in 2 minutes. Okay. That was great. They're like, I just haven't been in poetry in like a year. Like, I was like a Pulitzer Prize, but like whatever. It's like, okay. Okay, so it felt good to write again. Okay. What are the things that JR said or the way that he presented his poem that you guys liked?
I like the repetition of the song.
I like the visual of the brake lights in the night.
Yeah, that is really powerful. Anything else? That was a great. Exactly. I looked at you and I saw like Thor from Avengers. And that was just so intense. This is a very simple thing that I liked, but I liked that you completely took my prompt and you're like, I'm doing it my way. I was like, yes! Nothing I say is important. Do whatever you want. It was great. I was almost like, is that a better prompt than what I've been doing? But it was great. I love it. Okay. I think I'll have you do it one more time.
Okay.
And come center stage, a little bit forward here. And kind of what I was talking about before you read your poem this time, I want you to take a deep breath and focus, yes, exactly that. Once this is like ballet, and I did that for long enough years to know I'm not my best self when I am in that position. But yes, exactly, like keeping it parallel, like you never see, I'm always like spoken word poets like this. This just locks up the knees, and that's just something to learn, like not just, he's like, I'm an expert, I already know this. But it's a good thing to know in life, like if you ever I find myself talking to people like my question, like, hey, and like once that leg turns out, it's like, girl, bring it in. Bring it in. So let's try that again, exactly like this, take a deep breath, and let's see the magic.
I love myself with burning red passion like brake lights in the night, though it never stops. Wind brushing past me, caressing the skin upon my face, gentle whispers of strength, it never stops.
The only thing that was shaking was my psychological state because it was so great. Who likes that second version too? It was great. I was like, never mind, you're not Thor, you're Ed Sheeran. It was musical. It was musical. You sang. I was like, awesome job. So high five to that. Another round of applause for our poet who hasn't written. Okay, so I think we're gonna have one more person so we can save time for the amazing other workshops that you guys have planned. Hey! Yes, tell us your name.
Lou.
Lou?
Yes.
Awesome, okay. So stand center stage and read us your poem.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, ready? I love myself. If I were in a classroom, I'd be loving myself.
Okay, yeah.
I love myself because I'm confident enough to have taken my life back and be an interesting person who focuses on being interdependent and resourceful. I enjoy being earthy and at the same time cosmopolitan. Sometimes I can be hard, but for the most part, I'm a great friend who'll support you through anything while I'm sporting lots of gray, including my hair.
So, what did we hear that we liked from Lee's poem, or what did we like about the way that she read?
Oh, nothing.
I love that you cut it off with the analogy of when it comes to things that are great about I like that double meaning.
Yeah, I did too. Yes.
That was very reflective.
Very true. Reflective.
You can see that you're very strong and how you said you're not
I like your honesty.
Thank you.
I kind of like, from her very beginning part to the end, kind of gave me the message that I am no longer defined by my past. And I am in charge of what you think.
Nice. Yes.
Walking around in front of you, a warm feeling to the audience.
Yeah. Fantastic job. Round of applause. I want to talk really quickly about walking and then leave like 2 minutes for you guys to ask me questions just in case. You don't have to. I will walk out of here dancing if I don't have to talk about myself. But I love us when we talked about walking. That's something that I do. And it's a really difficult balance because sometimes I feel when I'm walking, you're kind of like a hawk and people are like, she's coming towards me, she's coming towards me, she's here. So, doing it in a way that's open and also not like, have you seen people walk like, I don't know where I'm going, tango. And what I try to tell people about is like, look at Beyonce, or, an easier thing I say, look at TED Talks. If you're ever going to give a presentation in class or you're meeting with someone or you're nervous, the way that they do movement is great because they walk with purpose, it's not. And I made this scientific discovery. I made this scientific discovery about the ways in which monkeys have ideas about fairness and equality. And when I was thinking to myself, Dr. John Bowler, what could I do with this research? I thought, we could study humans and social movements. They move with purpose. They look at where they're going and they walk. They're open. Again, I learned from Julie Andrews. This is what you can walk. And then I thought to myself, why not to run for president of Genovia? It's not actually a country, but the United States doesn't look too good right now, so might as well create one. That was a negative connotation, but what I just said was ridiculous, but you say it with confidence and you leave with purpose. So I love that you segued for us as the last performer about movement. You said this is how I'm comfortable moving, this is how I'm comfortable being with people. If that is you, do it, and do it with confidence exactly like Lou did. Okay, 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute if you have questions, comments, whatever. Don't get me to shreds. Anybody? Oh, no, it's fine. Yes?
How old were you when you first started? I mean, 19 is just so amazing that you have created this empire in a sense of the strength. How old were you when you first discovered to use poetry to think?
How old was I when I discovered I am a badass mermaid? This is in my bio. It's something that you'll find a lot if you look me up online. I started writing when I was about 5 or 6, and a lot of things that actually came out of necessity. When I was growing up, I had a speech impediment and an auditory processing disorder, which just means that you notice I was forgetting names or things like that. I just hear sounds and things a bit differently, and it's difficult for me to remember. So what I would do is I just started writing because I was like, this makes a lot more sense to me than what's going on auditorily. So that's why I started writing, and that's also why I'm very passionate about getting people to speak loud and proud with confidence, no matter how your voice may sound, no matter what disabilities you bring to the table. Cool. Anybody else? Yeah.
So when you're working with girls about getting to this point of I love myself, the exercises you did prior to this group is priming, right?
Yes. It's like priming the turkey. I'm a vegetarian. I understand what that means. Anybody else? Yes.
Where do you plan on going from here? I mean, we are students at Northeastern, so we're right next door to Harvard.
Yeah.
And I mean, just doing your bio. It's amazing. And I have millions to do that I could ask, but I guess going forward, where do you kind of go? Where do you want to go? I mean, obviously, we're both
It's funny, a lot of people ask me this question, especially interviews, and I'm like, I'm going to finals week, trying to survive, and back because I need sunshine. For me, and this is what I try to tell people, trying to guide my life. I don't reach my success or what I've done by thinking, I need to do this. Everybody else is doing this. I need to win this award. Never plan your life like that. I say stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, and then you can go as fast as you want to go. If I start trying to go in his lane and we bump, no, stay in your lane. So for me, what next for me is I'm really focused on finishing my youth poet laureate tenure with a bang, mostly because no pressure. If you're the first one, you kind of set the historical precedent. So that's where I am, and that's more so of a value. And one thing that I told myself when I was named the position, I was like, okay, 3 values, not necessarily award goals or program goals, would be interacting more with the young people, which I'm doing now, and I'm also seeing adults in the room, which is great. bringing access to the arts to marginalized communities. And third was also expanding the breadth of poetry, because we see that it reaches a few specific corners of the United States, usually urban, city, whatever, and there's like huge gaps in terms of who has access to the arts. And especially with things like the National Endowments for the Arts and Humanities on the line, that's something that I try to do, at least personally. But in the next week or so, where am I going? The library to study. So that's it. I'm going to end that here. Thank you for having me. If you have any questions for me, I'll be around a little bit. I have to, again, go back to the library to study. But I would love to talk with you or whatever, and don't be afraid, I don't mind. Thanks, guys.